Dear students, we have discussed Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint in last many modules, and from today we are going to start a new set of modules on spreadsheets. So the today's topics would be to introduce yourself to the spreadsheet concept and cell and its address, format cell, and how to construct charts. So you might have planned and you might have written the budget of your home in some register where you mentioned that these are the products and these are the expenses details, and then at the end of the month you might have calculated that how much you have spent in the whole month. So such kind of register, such kind of sheet where you can mention different kind of datas and then you process those datas in future is known as spreadsheet. And Microsoft Office has provided such option of spreadsheet in the form of Microsoft Excel. So we will start to give you an introduction to Microsoft Excel and its basic functionalities. So let's start the practical. So here is a file which I have created for you in Microsoft Excel. So how I have created such a file? Let me explain in a new file. Here we have number of options like file, which is similar as Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint, which we have learned. The home ribbon is similar to that. Insert ribbon, page layout, formulas is a new one, which we will be discussing in these modules. Then data is a different thing, different ribbons and set of options, which we will be discussing in a little bit more details. And almost all of the ribbons are of similar nature, which we have already learned in Microsoft Word and Microsoft PowerPoint. So here in Excel, you have the concept of cell. So for example, this particular one cell, and this cell has an address, and that address is written over here. So this address contains the column name and the row number. So we have columns here from A, B, C until N. So if you want to see the last column, you can press Control and arrow right key. So this is the right most column in our Excel sheet at the moment. And if I press again Control and left arrow key, it will move me to the first cell. And then similarly, we have number of rows over here. So if I click on Control down arrow key, so I will move at the end of the spreadsheet. So we have this number at the end. And then if I click, if I press Control and up arrow key, I will move upward to the first cell. So this cell has an address of A1 because this lies in the column A and row 1. So for example, this has an address of F7. So this is an intersection of column F and row 7. And for example, this one has address of J14 because it lies at the intersection of column J and row 14. So these cells will be used in next many modules. So you must remember this concept of address of any cell. And then in any cell we can start inserting the data. For example, if I'm saying I'm adding over here some data, and let's try to make it a little bit bigger so that you can more easily can see it. So for example, and then if I say that I want to store here some point. So whatever data I want to store in these cells, for example, I say it's the name of some person. So I can format the cell to possess different kind of data. For example, if I right click on it and go to the format cell, so then I can see that I have variety of options for that particular cell. So at the moment it's general, so it's not a good idea to make it general all the time. You should try to make it, if it's numeric, then you should say it's a number, and then you can select that how many decimal places you want to show in this cell. So for example, at the moment we are showing 2. We can make it 3 or 1, for example. So if I click here, so all of the numbers will have a point, and any decimal number will be represented over here. And similarly, I have a currency. For example, if I want to show with each value represented in this cell as dollar, so this dollar will be represented. So this is just a formatting. Actually the value is 12, which is present over here. So this is a bar which contains the value of a cell, this contains the address of a cell, and then you can format that cell. And you can also do you can also merge some of the cells. For example, if I want to say student information and I want to merge these cells, so I will select these cells, right click, format cell, border, and I will say I need all of the border inside and outside, like this. And sorry, this is just a border. I also want to join it. I will go into alignment and will press on merge cell. So this will merge the cell, and then of course you can go to the center of, you can point this information at the center of the cell if you want. So such an information is available. So using such scenario, I have created this file for you where we have students, their names and their different subjects in which they have performed, and we have written the marks of these students. And now the next topic in this module is related to the charts. So we can insert some of the charts for this. For example, if I select this area and I say okay, I want to add some chart. For example, there are a variety of charts available over here, and there are some recommended charts as well. So for example, it's saying that I recommend you to make this chart, or you can go with this chart, this kind of chart, and scatter plot. So all of different kind of charts and are available over here. So for example, if I select this one, so then you can see that based on this data, this chart has been created, and here you can add the title, whatever you want. For example, you say okay, student result card. So this is the title which we have written, and then you can see that these are the names, and in each name we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subjects. So there are 5 bars represented over here, and it is really telling us that which student has performed well in which of the subjects. So here you can see some hidden patterns which are not understandable from this data. For example, you can see that Akbar has performed almost very good in all of the subjects consistently. Then for example, the most inconsistent are like Saqib, then Ahmad, and then Ali has performed consistently except for physics, in which the Ali has performed outstanding, and in other subjects it remained consistent from the range of 40 to 60. So such kind of multiple charts we can create using charts option. So let's conclude today's module. We have learned about the introduction of Excel. We have seen that how a cell and its address can be used to represent different information, and we have also seen that how you can format the cell to make it different type of data. So for example, if you want to insert text, number, decimal point, so you can format that data, and you can also format that data cell, like if you want to merge multiple cells to make one label of a particular cell, so you can also perform such options. And then at the end we have learned about charts. So we have experimented with Microsoft Excel basics. And in the next modules, we will be coming up with very exciting features of Microsoft Excel.